ideas all the time, or like for example with investing, it even happened in 2013 when I started learning about stocks and everything. There's this YouTube channel called The Tasty Trade, and I was watching it just to learn about options, because you got to learn about what seems stupid just to verify that it is, versus, you know, I mean, you in order to know something is 100% the best way, you got to learn every way. You have to learn every way. I can't say options are dumb if I don't learn them. It's just I can't do that, right? So with learning everything, I said, okay, the long term is by far the best. But there's a guy with Tasty Trade, which is an options YouTube channel, even in 2012 and 13, right? He got on the phone with a big time a hedge fund guy, which is Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman, his idol is Warren Buffett. He's 50 years old. He's billionaire, right? The guy on the Tasty Trade tries to tell Bill Ackman, oh, yo, you know that, you know, I know we all know about Warren Buffett, but you know come on, let's be real. Long-term investing is dead. You have to do options. Come on now, options, you can get 100, 200%, 300%, 400% on your returns. And then Bill Ackman's like, well, listen, I run $1 billion fund. I mean, you guys are just doing some YouTube shit, basically. So, I mean, who's really doing the smart stuff, really? And then he just hangs up the phone. So, I even, in New York, the guy who did the Tasty Trade YouTube channel, when I was in New York and I went to the real estate conference, I think it's my second or third Instagram picture. I was there at the real estate conference or whatever. And I got to sit in a 45-minute conversation and listen to him. And out of everything he said, I remember one thing. He said, you could win with options, you could win 75% of the time and still lose money. So then after that, I said, this is fun. I said, thank you. I'm glad I came here and listened to an expert options trader tell me, and I never forgot because I'm explaining it now, and this was 2013. You could win 75% of the time and still lose money. Why would I ever fuck with that? Why would I ever fuck with something like that? That's gambling. That's gambling.
Real quick, how long has stock options been around?
That's a good question. Stock options got popular in the 90s. In the 90s, they got popular. Derivatives. Technically, they've been around, I would say, since the 60s, but they got popular, I would say, in the 90s.
Well, it's safe to say if somebody like this guy that's all about stock options, from the 90s till now, somebody who's really good, they should be multi-billionaires. At the rate that they're saying that it's like stocks on steroids and you can make 200% money. If you were making that year in and year out since the 90s, which is 30 years, you should be basically a billion, basically better than the people that were doing the generic investing long term, you know, being conservative and doing that. The reason why I asked that question is because I'm basically saying if that guy is trying to challenge a billionaire that's doing it traditionally, you should have been able to beat his results no problem in half the time.
Yeah, and
but that's not the case.
No. But see, it doesn't matter. It's like socialism. It's the idea of socialism is better than a capitalist society. The idea of socialism is better than a republic. But in actuality, nothing beats capitalism. It's the same thing with the options. Statistically, options can destroy long-term investing because the upside of it is way higher than you can make 100, 200, 300 unlimited percentage on one trade, 1,000% on one trade, right? But with stock investing, you can't make 1,000% or 100% in one day or 1 week or something like that unless you do pennies, unless you buy and hold pennies. So, but when it comes to ideology that tells you that, oh well, it has to be better. But in actuality, when people trade options, because of the difficultness and because of the fact that you're gambling, 95% of option traders lose money. 94, 95% of them.